Welcome guys, so I just wanted to bring you through a couple of little setups that I'm in a trade at the moment. I'm actually looking at this chart at the moment. This is the France daily chart, and more recently we've had price trend channeling down into this level where this sort of red line is. If we scoot out here, you'll see that it's a little bit of a level. At least sort of around here there's a bit of a level, there's a bit of a mark there, there's definitely an event area in here, but you can also see we've got a trend line coming up there, and another little sort of bit of evidence is that it's the bottom of the trend channel that you can see there, and it's also 5,000 a round number, so we've got quite a bit of evidence to suggest a lot of traders might be taking this long. I don't know if I've made a mistake yet, because the red line that you can see there is the alert that's going to alert me to tell me that I'm in the trade. That's where my entry is set. So I sort of decided that with a big push down that I thought we'd see a little bit more of a push down before the bulls started pushing again, rejecting price at that level, and that's sort of why I've decided to take a lower entry, but it may well come back to bite me in the bottom, because I may well just miss out on this trade completely, which would be a bit of a shame, because as we look at this, this is our daily chart. Let's go and check out our weekly, which is going to close in a day and a bit's time. That looks pretty nice. If it closes the way it does, that looks pretty nice. At the end of today, we've also got monthly close as well. Now, yeah, you know, that's not sort of saying anything major, is it? If anything, that sort of suggests maybe there's a little more downside in it, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But that weekly looks really nice. So anyway, the other thing that I want to talk to you about, I've missed out on that trade. We're going to see how that goes. The other thing I'm going to talk to you about is I am in a trade at the moment. It is the Singapore dollar against the yen, and I've gone long. So I got in around about, on about this day, around about sort of in here. That's about where I entered to go long, and my reasoning for that, which you might be able to see, is obviously we've got a trend line running through there. We've got 8,000, the round number over here. Let's go and check out, let's show you guys what the level's like. So as we look at that, there's a level through there. We've got sort of areas around here. We've got areas around here, here-ish. And there's definitely event areas through there. There's a lot of price sort of not directly or you know, immediately reacting to it, but there's sort of price through there, and then we've got sort of little spots through there. So oopsie daisy. So we've definitely got a level. We've definitely got a trend line, which is 1, 2, maybe 2 or 3 spots through there. 4 is quite significant. And the other thing here that I want to highlight is we have got a new set of highs. So that's all in our favour. Let's go and have a look at. So we were entered in around the 22nd of August. Let's go and check out the weekly. So that would be sort of around here. Price has moved on quite strongly since. The monthly, what are we going to get from the monthly? The close is today. Now that's a really nice monthly candle. That candle on the right there sort of suggests that there could be more upside, and as a result, you know, traders might be looking at that that monthly candle if it closes like that, which at the end of today you would suggest that it has a good chance to. So, the question I wanted to ask you guys is, where's your target at? Let's assume you've taken this trade. Let's have a look at the main sort of sets of information there. I'll put some lines on to show you where you entered. You've entered here. Your stop is down. I actually had my stop a bit higher. I had it around here somewhere. And from there, you've gone long. Okay. Where's your stop? This risk is around about there you go, 44. So up to here, if you're deciding upon that level, you've got is 120 points. So you've got basically a 3-to-1, nearly a 3-to-1. I don't know, my maths isn't great, but basically that's a 3-to-1 reward to risk if you're going to exit it. That sort of this level up here, this 8,150 level. Makes sense. You could take your profit off the table now and you could go, beautiful, well done. You know, give yourself a little pat on the back and you've just earned, you know, what is essentially a really good setup. And you've taken, you know, a good trade from it. Here's a question I want to pose to you though. We've got price that's made new highs. Now, I don't know what's going to happen from here. Nobody does. But we've got price that's made new highs, and it's come back down into a strong trend line, a strong angled support, which is also supported by a level and an 8,000 round number. Is there a chance we're going to see more, you know, upside in this? That's what I'm probably going to wait out and see. That's probably what I'm going to go for. Whilst that level of 8,150 is a strong level, it has been broken a number of times, including here. Whilst there is a reaction to it there, but then it breaks it. There is a reaction to it there, but then it breaks it. And then it uses it as resistance to bounce back off and come back down. So we've got a couple of breaks. In terms of breaks versus reactions, you know, we've probably got, you know, here's a 1, 2, 3 reactions, and then we've got 1 or 4 reactions, and then we've got 1, 2 breaks of it. But for me, the breaks have happened most recently, and that's important. I think we'll see a reaction up at this level. I think, you know, price is starting to look extended, and I think we're going to see a reaction. But when that monthly candle closes, I think there's strength in the upside. I think the weekly candle is going to look good. I'm going to place my my exit, my limit order, up towards these highs up here. It'll be a little bit lower than that. It'll be down here. I think I have it somewhere in there at the moment. So that's what I've decided to do, and that's the reason why. Welcome back, guys. So we're now a month and a half later, and currently the chart that you're looking at is the chart of the France index, which well, I was looking at a re-entry off a little retrace after this candle, hammer candle, and I didn't get it, and that's exactly why you take the trades when they're there, and you don't try and better your reward by getting better entries, because basically I just missed out on what is probably I don't know, 5 or 6 to 1 reward to risk. I'd probably still be in this trade if I'm honest, because once price moves up through here, you can see a lot of green candles. I'd start trailing my stop and I'd start putting it underneath. It'd go underneath there, and then it would go underneath that one, and then it would go underneath this one here, and because of that consolidation, I'd probably stay in that trade currently if I didn't lose patience and get out. But it wouldn't bother me if I got out here, because I'm already 6 to 1 up, or maybe possibly more than that. Nevertheless, that's the France setup. Yeah, missed trade, shocker. We also looked at the Singapore versus the Japan setup, which is a setup that I did take. I learnt from missing out on the France setup. And if you remember, I got in around this level around here for many good reasons. Price come up to the top. I think the last we were looking on it in the video, it was up around here somewhere, and I'd said that I'd expected a retrace from 8,150. It did. It come back down, hit the trend line, and then couldn't sustain the move down. Broke through the level, pushed all the way up, and I got out up here at this blue line here, as you can see, for a 4 to 1 maybe reward to risk. It was 44, and I must have taken 214 out of it, so yeah, maybe 4 to 1. Does that make sense? Yeah, it'll be about a 4 to 1 trade setup, so reward to risk. So there's the 2 setups. A month and a half later, sat through a bit of heat in this one. It was annoying, I'll admit, but that's how we roll. So thanks a lot, guys.